We've all dreamed of what life would be like if we were filthy rich. The gorgeous mansions, glamorous movie careers, and high society parties. But oftentimes, real life hits even the richest and most successful, and they've gotta go get a normal job like the rest of us. Let's take a look at just a few celebrities who had to join the workforce with the 5 richest people who now work normal jobs. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing content. With that being said, let's begin. Number 5. Tony Danza. Tony Danza is one of the most beloved actors from the 80s and 90s. Danza rose to fame in the hit sitcom Who's the Boss, where he played Tony Michelli, a St. Louis Cardinals baseball player forced into retirement after sustaining a leg injury. Danza starred alongside Judith Light, who played Angela Bauer, a divorced advertising executive who employs Tony as a live-in housekeeper. And who could forget Tony's teenage daughter, Samantha, played by Alyssa Milano, who went on to have a pretty lucrative Hollywood career of her own. Danza rose to instant fame, winning 4 Golden Globe Awards and was even nominated for an Emmy. Danza even won the People's Choice Award for Favorite Male Performer in a New Television Series for his role on The Tony Danza Show in 1997. Danza is also well known for his boxing career, where he retired with a record of 9 wins to 3 losses. All 9 wins resulted in knockouts, with 7 of the 9 knockouts happening in the very first round. It's no doubt that Tony Danza had an amazing career in Hollywood and in the ring. We really don't see much of him in the spotlight anymore, so what's he been up to these days? Well, turns out that the beloved actor has pursued his lifelong passion of becoming a high school English teacher. Mr. Danza, to his students of course, now teaches 10th grade English at Northeast High School located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In August of 2009, Danza appeared in an A&E reality show called Teach Tony Danza, where he was filmed instructing his 10th grade English class, creating the hit reality television show which first aired on October 1st, 2010. After his first year of teaching, Danza wrote the lighthearted book, I'd Like to Apologize to Every Teacher I Ever Had, My Year as a Rookie Teacher. The book was released in 2012 and went on to make it onto the bestsellers list. In his book, Danza takes an extreme appreciation for the hardships of teaching high school students and outright apologizes to all of his former teachers for being such a difficult student. Danza reports that teaching troubled youth is one of the most rewarding experiences of his life. That is truly saying something, considering he starred in one of the most successful sitcoms in television history, winning several coveted awards and sustained a successful boxing career. Number 4. Vanilla Ice. If you were around in the 90s, you definitely remember Vanilla Ice and his infamous hit single, Ice Ice Baby. It was an anthem of sorts for the generation and is often the butt of many jokes as it was such a ridiculous song with a ridiculous frontman. Vanilla Ice even found himself in some hot water over the beat in his song, as it sounded almost identical to that of Under Pressure, released in 1982 by Queen, which also featured beloved frontman David Bowie. Ultimately, Vanilla Ice won the legal battle, claiming that while the song sounded very much alike, there was one little beat in the song that made it different enough that it was a different and original song, regardless of the similarities. While the judge did rule in Ice's favor, he suffered public ridicule and backlash for years. He went into an angry, downward spiral, often throwing temper tantrums on the sets of various talk shows when the host would bring up the touchy subject during the interview. Vanilla Ice disappeared from the public for many years while he sought help and counseling for his anger issues. Ice has since built a career for himself in real estate far away from the public's eye. Ice began renovating homes in his hometown of Palm Beach, Florida, where he also began teaching classes on real estate investment. Noticing the DIY revolution and its international popularity, Ice resurfaced with his new hit series, The Vanilla Ice Project, on the DIY network. Now in its 4th season, The Vanilla Ice Project follows Ice as he renovates homes and mansions in the Palm Beach area and flips them for a massive profit. Vanilla Ice has even written a best-selling book on the subject. Get Rich Flipping Houses became a great success and now provides Ice with a nice passive income and places him in the forefront of the real estate and DIY industry as an expert in the field. In 2015, however, Ice found himself in some hot water over allegedly ordering his crew to remove items from a vacant home next door to his property he was renovating. Ice claimed it all to be a big misunderstanding and later pled guilty to the burglary charge and agreed to perform community service for the incident. But the incident doesn't seem to have affected his DIY career, as he is still viewed as an expert in flipping real estate and, despite the theft, still has a massive following. Number 3. Jeff Cohen. Jeff Cohen played the iconic character Chunk in the beloved Steven Spielberg cult classic, The Goonies. The Goonies hit the theaters in 1985 and was an instant success. One of the most memorable moments of the movie is where the gang makes Chunk do the truffle shuffle before entering Little Mikey's house. No matter how many times you see young Cohen lift his shirt and jiggle his belly, you can't help but to crack up laughing. Cohen appeared in a number of movies, television shows, and cartoons throughout the 80s and early 90s. After being the token fat kid in Hollywood, Cohen decided to participate in high school basketball, where he lost a considerable amount of weight, and today looks nothing like his former roly-poly self. But Hollywood didn't like the new, slim, and muscular physique of Cohen and quit casting him for movies and television. Cohen wanted to continue his Hollywood career, but he says Hollywood simply gave up on him. Transforming from Chunk to Hunk proved to be the demise of his appeal to Hollywood. After having his dream of being a megastar was crushed, Cohen decided to walk a new path in Hollywood and is now a celebrity agent and entertainment lawyer. After high school, Cohen attended college at UCLA, where he earned his bachelor's degree in business administration and went on to attend the UCLA School of Law in 2000. Cohen co-founded the firm Cohen & Gardner, located in Beverly Hills, California. In 2008, Cohen was featured in an issue of Variety magazine where he was named as one of Hollywood's top 35 executives under the age of 35. Cohen's doing well for himself, representing some of Hollywood's most elite celebrities, which he refuses to name. He does mention that his clients get a kick out of the fact that their lawyer's Chunk and often ask him to perform the trademark truffle shuffle for laughs. It's estimated that Cohen and the other cast members of The Goonies have grossed well over $61 million worldwide since the epic film hit the theaters in 1985 and shows no sign of stopping, as The Goonies remains one of the most profitable and beloved movies of all time, even over 20 years later. Number 2. Jon Gosselin. America fell head over heels in love with reality show Jon and Kate Plus 8, which first aired in September of 2008. The reality series followed the everyday lives of Jon and Kate Gosselin, who had 8 children. 2 of the children, twins Cara and Maddie, were born October 8th, 2000. Then, 4 short years later, Jon and Kate were surprised by sextuplets. Alexis, Hannah, Aiden, Colin, Leia, and Joel made their way into the world on May 10th, 2004. Faced with the huge financial burden of 8 children, the parents signed the family up for reality television to support the enormous expense of their large family. Jon and Kate Plus 8 was an instant success for the family and TLC, and proved to be very financially lucrative. The family instantly rose to stardom, with their hit show being #1 on television on the night the show aired, beating out broadcast television, which is no small feat. However, being thrust into the limelight took a toll on Jon and Kate's relationship, and the world was devastated when the couple announced on live television that they planned to divorce in 2009. Kate went on to star in the reality show with all 8 children, renaming the show to Kate Plus 8. Jon, however, fell into a downward spiral and quickly lost control of his life. Tabloids reported on Jon's drug and alcohol habits, which ultimately led to Jon losing custody of his 8 children. At one point, Jon claimed to have made over $20,000 per episode and lived in $1 million house. It's reported that he now lives in a small cabin and can't even afford an internet connection. After that terrible blow, Jon fell even deeper, getting wrapped up in sex scandals, hiring prostitutes, and wasting what money he did have from the show on a serious alcohol problem. After blowing through all his money, Jon attempted to make a career out of installing solar panels, but didn't last long, as he would disappear for days without notifying his employer. After losing his solar panel gig, Jon got a job waiting tables, and was again let go for blowing off shifts and showing up late for work. When asked about her ex-husband, Kate claims that he regularly regularly attempts to blackmail her for money. While Kate and all 8 children are doing great with their new hit reality show, books, and speaking engagements, John, on the other hand, has seemed to hit rock bottom and is not above attempting to bully his own family to feed his alcohol and sex addictions. Number 1. Steven Seagal. When we think of action flicks, one of the first celebrities to come to mind is Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal has starred in over 50 action films and has an almost demigod status among fans and martial artists the world over. Seagal began his career as a martial arts instructor in Japan, where he earned a 7th Dan black belt in Aikido, becoming the first ever foreigner to open and operate an Aikido dojo in Japan. In 1982, Seagal was offered a job as the martial arts instructor on the set of the James Bond smash hit Never Say Never Again, starring legendary Sean Connery. Seagal orchestrated the fight scenes and trained Sean Connery personally, which produced some epic Hollywood fight scenes. It is said that Seagal even broke Connery's wrist during production. Seagal caught the attention of movie producers and was offered his first starring role in 1988 with the classic action flick Above the Law. By 1991, Seagal had starred in 4 successful action films that launched him into fame and notoriety. A little less known, Seagal is a pretty awesome musician and plays guitar with some of the best in the business. Many of his own songs have been featured in his own movies. For decades, while working in Hollywood, Seagal was a reserve deputy chief in Louisiana, which paved the way for his hit reality series Steven Seagal: Lawman, which followed Seagal while working as a deputy police officer in Louisiana. The show ended up switching locations to Maricopa County, Arizona, where Seagal ended up on the other side of the law after he and controversial Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio drove an army tank right through the house of a man who was suspected of animal cruelty. Nowadays, Seagal has taken a step out of the limelight and was recently sworn in as a deputy sheriff in New Mexico, where he is now a full-time police officer, earning far less than the royalties off just one of his movies. Hope you enjoyed the video, folks. If you did, make sure you click that subscribe button before you head out if you're new. That's all you have to do. Come on, just click it. I know you want to. Oh, and if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. I heard it gives you superpowers in the future or something. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.